Welcome to this explainer. Okay, let's jump right into this. If you've ever sat down at a high-end Thai restaurant and been served a steaming plate of Pad Thai entirely encased in this stunning, paper-thin envelope of golden egg, well, you probably thought it was pure culinary magic. It looks incredibly intimidating, doesn't it? But today, we are completely demystifying the visually stunning, restaurant-quality egg-wrapped Pad Thai. We're going to break down the exact methods from our source material into actionable bite-sized secrets so you can pull off this absolute masterpiece right in your own kitchen.
So you might be wondering, what is the actual secret here? Well, it's not just one magic trick, it's a whole symphony of techniques. Throughout this explainer, we're going to explore the core thematic pillars you need to master, both that breathtaking presentation and, honestly just as importantly, the perfect, soft, chewy noodle texture that truly defines an authentic Pad Thai. All right, let's kick things off with Pillar 1, the perfect egg wrap.
This is that gorgeous edible envelope that makes everyone at the dinner table gasp. It seems super tricky, but the simplicity of the steps is actually brilliant if you follow them exactly. You're going to start with 4 well-beaten eggs. Set your pan to medium heat, add just a tiny splash of oil, and make sure it coats the entire surface. When that oil is hot, pour the eggs in, and here is the real trick. Swirl them around the edges of the pan so they spread out into a wide, delicate, completely thin sheet. Once it's fully cooked, just turn off the heat, gently slide a spatula underneath, and transfer this giant egg crepe directly into a bowl. That bowl acts as your mold for later. And that's it. The beautiful wrapper is ready and waiting.
Moving right along to Pillar 2, prepping the aromatic base.
To build our flavor foundation, we'll start with 3 tablespoons of oil in your wok over medium-low heat. And right away, we arrive at a critical technique. I like to call this the shrimp rule. You're going to take 6 cleaned, deveined white shrimp and cook them in that oil. But here is the secret. Listen closely. Once they are cooked, take them out. Do not leave them in the wok. If you leave the shrimp in while you cook the rest of the Pad Thai, they are going to overcook and become incredibly hard and rubbery. By removing them and letting them rest in a separate bowl, you guarantee they stay perfectly tender and succulent for the final dish.
Now, in that gorgeous shrimp-infused oil, we are going to build our aromatics. You'll add 2 tablespoons of chopped shallots, 2 tablespoons of chopped sweet radish, which you might see at the store as chai po, and 3 tablespoons of diced firm tofu. You just want to stir-fry this mixture until those shallots become wonderfully fragrant and soft. This specific trio creates that unmistakable savory, slightly sweet, and aromatic backbone of the entire dish.
Now for an absolute game changer. Pillar 3, secrets to soft noodles.
Getting the noodle texture exactly right is literally the holy grail of Pad Thai for home cooks. And the secret? It comes down to this number right here, 10. You need exactly 120 grams of dry shantabun rice noodles, and you must soak them in water for exactly 10 minutes. Not 15 minutes, not 20 minutes, just 10.
To really understand why, let's look at this quote from the source material. Soaking for exactly 10 minutes prevents the noodles from turning into mush during the stir-fry. See, if you soak them any longer, once they hit the intense heat and moisture of the wok, they are just going to disintegrate and turn into a sticky paste. 10 minutes gives them just enough flexibility to go into the pan, where they will finish cooking and softening perfectly in the sauce without losing their structural integrity.
Next up, Pillar 4, building a rich flavor.
Okay, your soaked noodles are in the wok, and now it's time to bring that iconic sweet, savory, and tangy profile to life. Now, you could spend hours trying to balance a dozen ingredients, but our source material gives us a brilliant, stress-free shortcut for consistent restaurant-quality results, using a high-quality concentrated Pad Thai sauce. By using 3 heaping tablespoons of a premium, MSG-free, and preservative-free ready-made blend, you absolutely guarantee a rich, authentic flavor every single time. It completely coats the noodles, allowing them to finish cooking and softening up beautifully in the pan, all without you having to frantically adjust seasonings on the fly.
Once those noodles are soft and have fully absorbed that glorious sauce, it's texture time. You're going to quickly toss in 1 tablespoon of roasted ground peanuts, 2 tablespoons of dried shrimp for a massive umami punch, 3 chopped chives, and a hearty handful of fresh bean sprouts.
And doing this brilliantly illustrates a key textural philosophy in Thai cooking. As the source material says, keep the bean sprouts medium cooked to preserve their essential crunch. You absolutely do not want to cook the life out of them. The entire dish relies heavily on the contrast between those soft, chewy, sauce-laden noodles and the fresh, crisp snap of the bean sprouts. Stir-fry them just enough to take the raw edge off, but definitely keep them crunchy.
All right, we are in the home stretch here. the final cooking step before assembly. Just push all your beautiful noodles to one side of the wok. In that empty space you just made, crack in one whole egg and scramble it right up. Once it's mostly cooked through, gently fold your noodles back over the egg, tossing it lightly just to integrate it. No need for aggressive stirring here. Go ahead and turn off the heat. Your filling is officially done.
And finally, Pillar 5, Assembly and Grand Reveal.
Remember that delicate egg wrap we created way back in Step 1? Well, it's showtime. We are going to strategically layer our ingredients inside that egg-lined bowl to create a literal structural masterpiece. First, take 3 of those perfectly rested tender white shrimp and place them right at the bottom of the bowl. Then, add half of your Pad Thai noodle mixture. Next, add the remaining 3 shrimp in another layer. And finally, top the whole thing off with the rest of the Pad Thai, just packing it in very gently.
Now for the magic trick. Fold any overhanging edges of the egg wrap neatly over the top of the noodles. Take your final serving plate, place it upside down on top of the bowl, and with a swift, confident motion, flip the whole thing over. Lift the bowl away, and you're left with this perfect golden dome. But we aren't done yet. Take a knife and gently cut across, a simple plus sign, right into the top of the egg. When you peel back those 4 little flaps of egg, you reveal the gorgeous, succulent shrimp nestled perfectly on top of the steaming noodles. Seriously, it is an absolute showstopper.
Of course, no presentation is complete with the classic side garnishes. Arrange a lime wedge, a spoonful of chili powder, some extra roasted peanuts, a touch of sugar, and a handful of fresh chives and raw bean sprouts right next to your beautiful egg parcel. This not only completes the visual aesthetic of the plate, but it allows whoever is lucky enough to eat it to customize the final flavor profile exactly to their liking. By mastering the precise 10-minute noodle soak, the resting of the shrimp, that incredible time-saving sauce, and of course, that brilliant pan-swirling egg wrap technique, you have taken a standard takeout dish and completely elevated it to high-end dining. It really makes you think, doesn't it? Now that you know the secrets of the perfect structural egg wrap and textural stir-fry, what other classic dishes could you elevate in your own kitchen? Keep exploring, keep cooking, and enjoy your phenomenal Pad Thai.